harm, and danger, how to protect us. Lord, we ask you right now to forgive us for our sins, and we forgive those who trespass against us. Now, Father, as we take care of this county business, we ask you to bless us, bless our thoughts, and bless the outcome. Now, that it will be beneficial for the citizenry of this county, this state, and this country. We thank you now. Then, Father, we ask you to bless those who stand in harm's way, those who stand on the front line right now. It's protecting us. Bless them in for them. We ask you to keep them from all hurt, harm, and danger. We do ask this in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pray allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Line unmuted.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to read the instructions for the public to join our meeting and then explain our attendance policy. For the conference call, please dial 1-917-900-1022 and enter the access code 32347 and then the pound sign. Enter the pound sign again when asked for the PIN. This is not a toll-free number, and you may be subject to long-distance charges according to your long-distance plan. For public comment, when the chairperson opens the meeting for public comment, please follow the below instructions. If you wish to speak, please dial *5. The moderator will unmute your line when it is your turn to speak and notify you by announcing the last 4 digits of your telephone number. At that time, please announce your name and address, and you will be allowed to speak for 3 minutes. If you wish to view the meeting on Facebook, you must have a Facebook profile. Search under Taylor VOCC, and you can view the meeting now at 6 p.m. The Facebook live stream will not be monitored for questions or comments. And I would like to say that beginning tonight, we are back to allowing the public to attend our meetings. However, we have limited seating by using a formula whereby the square footage of a room is measured and divided by 113, which is the square feet of a circle. With that formula, approximately 10 people can be seated in this room. 4 people can wait in the lobby and 2 in the hall. You can also wait outside and be called in to speak, and there is a speaker outside. Guests must wear a mask and remain 6 feet apart. The other thing is I've been asked to ask the commissioners to pull your mic up to you and speak into your mic so that the people outside can hear us. Okay, well that's the instructions for this evening. I would like to welcome everyone to this evening's meeting, and I especially would like to welcome our 2 incoming commissioners real soon, Michael Newman and Jana English. Thank y'all for being with us this evening. Okay, number 3. Are there any changes to the agenda? Okay, if not, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll move. I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Dent, second by Commissioner Page. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. This public hearing number 4. The board to receive statements of qualifications, SOQS, from qualified professional engineering firms to provide engineering services for coastal dredging projects that require study, design, plan production, and construction inspection/management services set for this date at 6 p.m. or as soon thereafter as possible.
public meeting. The first one is Joan Edmond from Gainesville, Florida. Statement of qualifications is from Wood Environment and Infrastructure Solutions from Newberry, Florida. These will be going to a committee to review the qualifications.
That committee will be Kenneth Dudley, Hank Evans, and Jamie Evans.
That's it. Okay. Moving along, number 5. The board to hold a public hearing set for this date at 6:05 p.m. or as soon thereafter as possible on the passage of a proposed ordinance which amends ordinance number 2017-07 to provide that section 4, use of funds, be amended. Is there a motion to read the ordinance by title only?
Motion to read this ordinance. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Moody, second by Commissioner Bean. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Mr. Bishop?
Ordinance of the Board of County Commissioners of Harris County, Florida, pursuant to chapter 212.055 subsection C, Florida statute, titled Small County Surtax, which amends ordinance number 2017-07 to provide that section 4, use of funds of said ordinance is amended to read, the proceeds of the surtax levy and any interest accrued thereto shall be used, 1, funding for capital improvements, and also emergency medical service, operational expenses of the county, providing severability and providing an effective date.
Thank you. Okay, I'm assuming everybody knows what this is about. It's like the ordinance says, it's to use some of the sales tax money to help us with the EMS service, to help fund the EMS service. This is a public meeting, and so at this time, I'm going to open the public meeting. If there's anyone present or that would wish to speak on this item, you can come forward. Or do we have any calls? Anybody else? Okay, with no calls and no one present to speak, at this time I'm going to close the public meeting. And then D, discussion. Is there any discussion tonight? Anybody have any questions or comments on anything?
I have a comment. I think that's wise on the part of this board, not because I'm a part of the board, but I think it's very wise that we chose to use the sales tax money, which will accomplish the tax reform tonight. Everybody pays some sales tax, if you have any income at all. And it's just, to me, the more fair way to come up with this amount of money that we need. Certainly more fair than the increase in the millage rate, which is another option that we could use, perhaps. So I want to tell the board and the public that I agree with this decision if we pass the ordinance, not in the vote.
Yes, thank you for those comments, and I agree. I think that this was the best plan that we had, that we could fund the EMS. We certainly could not go into the general fund, and so pretty much we had to do this, really. So I do think it's the best way Any other discussion? If not, is there a motion to approve the amended ordinance?
Motion to approve amended ordinance.
Is there a second? We have a motion by Commissioner Moody, second by Commissioner Page. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say
Roll
aye.
call, roll call, roll call.
Thank you. You have to remind me of that every time.
Commissioner Page,
Aye.
Commissioner Moody,
Aye.
Commissioner Murphy,
Aye.
Commissioner Siegel,
Aye.
Commissioner Dent,
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Awards of recognition. You know, this is it's very difficult to say goodbye to people that you serve with and that you become close friends with. That's where we are this evening. Number 6. Chairperson Siegel, on behalf of the entire board, to present a plaque to Commissioner Murphy in appreciation of his service to Taylor County while serving as Commissioner of District 3. Before we go any further, I have a few things I'd like to say to you, Commissioner Murphy. On a personal level, it's been an honor to get to know you in these 2 short years. I've learned that you're a deeply religious person. I've learned that you are very caring, self-spoken, and kind. I've learned that you are committed to what you believe in. In addition, it has been an honor to serve on this board with you. I have watched you and saw you independently make your decisions after careful consideration. I saw how you researched the issues and brought factual data, numbers, as you also said, you were the number man to be considered. You always followed the rules and remained patient, respectful, and professional, and I thank you for that. We're going to miss you terribly, and I wish you peace, joy, happiness, and success as you, my friend, as you go about your way. Anyone else, before we present this token of our appreciation, have anything to say?
I'd like to say, John, it's been a pleasure getting to know you and working with you for 2 years. It's been a pleasure.
John, I want to say that over the past 2 years, I had met you before you ran for election. Was impressed then, and I'm even more impressed because of the reasons that our sheriff stated. I want to wish you the best of luck. And I believe I heard you say maybe you're going to do some travel. You've got relatives scattered out all over. So, Godspeed to you, Sean.
Thank you.
And we're going to miss you. I mean, they're going to miss you.
That's really not even funny.
It's hard, and I've said this to you. You deserve another term. But, you take it as it is. I can't have no reflection to the person who won the seat. It's hypocrisy.
That's right.
Mr. Dale.
Yeah, but it's good to make things. I don't know whether I rubbed off on you or you rubbed off on me. But if the rubbing was done, time to report. You see, I do.
Thank you very much. Very much.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
John, it was a lot of fun sitting next to you. They keep moving me around, so I guess that's appropriate since you are going to be traveling all the time. One of the things that I found with you is you were very thoughtful, and also anytime that we had a vote, you researched it, and then, made your decision. Of course, all of them weren't legal. I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you, but,
To be determined.
well, yeah, that's gonna happen. But I just wanna wish you, all the best, and, after you do through all your travels, come by and see me at the old jail. And I promise I won't hang you.
That's right.
Can we put that like, thank you.
Can we put that in writing?
No, not hanging part. Oh. I'll put that by. Thank you very much. Good stuff.
Anyone else wish to speak? Okay, if not, what I think I would like to do is that you come up here and the commissioners gather around, and I'm assuming y'all gonna take positions, and we'll get this token of our appreciation. Presented to Sean A. Murphy in appreciation of your outstanding service and dedication to the citizens of Taylor County, November the 20th, 2018 to November the 16th, 2020. Thank you. Number 7, Chairperson Siegel, on behalf of the entire board, to present a plaque to Commissioner Page in appreciation of the service to Taylor County while serving as Commissioner of District 1. And I might add, for 16 years. That's a long time, Commissioner. Before we go any further, I think that there may be a few people here who wish to speak. So at this time, they can do so. What a pleasure it is tonight to come before you to commend a good friend of mine. Speak up, somebody can't hear you. Thank you, Madam Chairman. Can y'all hear? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Here. Simply, would it be permissible for me to do this? Yes. Thank you. What a pleasure it is tonight to have the opportunity to come before you to commend a good friend of all of Taylor County, and a fellow educational colleague, Commissioner Malcolm Page, for his years of service that he has given to our county. We taught together at Taylor County High School, where he taught the higher level math, such as calculus, for 31 years. He was a tough teacher, greatly admired by students. And he too was a 1950 grad of Taylor County High School. Not telling your age, Malcolm, but kind of giving you a little bit of a warning there.
1958.
But in 2004, he decided to enter a new career. So he ran for county commissioner. I was elected. And for 16 years, he has provided us with good service, committed service. And during this time, he pointed out to me today that he has served with 15 different commissioners. That's quite a statement there. So he's also he represented us for 24 years as a member of the Tri-County Electric Board, and for 12 years on the Seminole Electric Board. So, and he has served as chairman for 12 years of the Tri-County Board, and 3 years for the Seminole Board. You got some catching up to do now. And he served for 12 years representing us on the Octo Solid Waste Management Board, 10 years as chairman. He's also served on our hospital board for 6 years. But Malcolm's not the first member of his family to serve as chair of this August board.
grandfather, George Washington Page, was the first to serve in 1912. He was elected in a runoff, since there was a tie, and he won by 1 vote. So I shall leave you with the power of the 1 vote. But we wish Malcolm Godspeed on his next job assignment, retirement. Thank you, Malcolm, for all that you've done for District 1, but also, more importantly, all that you've done for the children of this community and for our entire county. We thank you. Godspeed.
Thank you.
You know, Mr. Thompson.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Brenda, for those kind words. It's been a great honor to have known Brenda since we talked together for years and years and years at Jefferson High School. She probably knows more about my past and tells the stories that I wasn't going to about these days. But I'm just honored to have friends like Brenda Haggard and Laura Thomas.
That's what it's like, Malcolm, always talking.
Go ahead.
I think the first thing that I remember when Malcolm was running in 2004, he came to my house, and I'd known Mr. Malcolm from Tri-County Electric, and dealt with him and worked with him at Tri-County Electric. And he came to my house and talked to myself, my wife. The first thing he said to me, he said, "Wallace, says, I'm running for county commissioner. I'm not running against anybody. I'm running to represent everybody." Now, when Patty and I talked about it, and I said, you know, that's the kind of man we need in the county commission. The man that's in there to represent everybody, not just his district. And I can call Mr. Malcolm, I call Mr. Dip, I called Mr. Moody before, and all of them have, and Ms. Pam, always been real good about answering my call, but Malcolm's just down the road from me. And Malcolm and I go back not only to Tri-County, but also he was a teacher. I taught 35 years. I've been over to his house. His wife and I were in together in the school business at the elementary school when I came up here to teach. There's one thing I can say about Malcolm Page. If Malcolm says that he's going to do something, he will do it. And if Malcolm says yes, he means yes. If Malcolm says you no, then he means no. There's not a maybe or we'll see. He's a yes man and a no man. And that's the kind of people we need in our politics, in our county. Is to stand up for the people that you represent. Dr. Malcolm, you put in 16 good years. And I hope you enjoy 16 more good years after counting all your cows and all your donkeys and watching all your grandkids grow up and go fishing with them and have a good time. God bless you. Thank you, Brother Wallace.
Do we have someone else?
Malcolm, I want to come today to tell you how much I appreciate your friendship. They talk about going back a long way. They don't know anything, do they? It does. Anyway, Malcolm at Cabin Grove, I was at Cabin Grove, really. My dad was a Edo, and he'd go down and say the page for us. And it is Edo, it's not I that put that in the public record. But anyway, I remember going to Cabin Grove playing basketball. Again, my deal was Lime Rock Court. We had clay court at Cabin Grove. Remember Malcolm? He had all the family. But Malcolm's always been one that would give public service. I think about the time he retired from school teaching at Oakley on Thompson Regional Planning Council, Laura Child's office called me wanting a name. I gave him Malcolm. Malcolm was appointed as one of the non-public members on the
Right.
Director, I think, John Worthington was there, and, the things I had to say, all the reading, all the, Tri-County, all that, we worked with, Michael Paletti, trying to get the power plant, and all that, Malcolm was there, trying to have a special, interest in the regional landfill. I signed a check that went to George Fairfax, who got some money for the plan, so to put it in the regional thing, I signed that $250,000 check that we planned for landfill, and Malcolm let us already had an interest in the landfill. But we go back to hog train days, and cows in the woods, and tobacco patches, and all those things, but I just, all my thoughts, don't tell the new commission coming on. County commission, I've watched county commission, my granddad was on the Mount Top of that hill, county commission minutes. County commission is not an easy job. A lot of those you make, you're gonna make somebody glad, somebody mad. And to be able to sleep at night, I know Michael lay awake at night, worry about what I need to do. But I've always known Malcolm, and always agree with him, but I always knew his heart was in the right place. He wanted to do what was best for our county and our community. I really appreciate the friendship and the service. I talked to a lot of people that the town that was doing stop run. You named 10 people who made the most contribution to the county. The education, you've always been involved in the community. That's what you know. Again, appreciate your friendship, what you've done for our community. Wish you well, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you all. Very well. Okay. Next, I have quite a few, letters that were sent to Melvin, and I'd like to read each one of them. The first one is from Frank DeRobbie, president of DeRobbie and Associates, Inc. He says, as engineer of record for the Osceola Board since its inception, I've had the honor of working with many commissioners representing the 4 counties from the startup of the Osceola facility since its inception in 1989. Mr. Page has been a board member since 2008, and while representing and protecting the interests of Taylor County, has always been dedicated to make sure Osceola has been a successful enterprise. In my opinion, Mr. Page dedicated his time and energy to Osceola and never hesitated challenging and questioning others, including myself. All was well when Osceola was a successful enterprise. Otherwise, watch out, Malcolm would question you. Okay. The next letter is from Mark Wiggins, tax collector. He says, during my time on the board, we had some challenging issues come before us, whether it be the coal plant or the marina project at the beach. Mr. Page always had a knack for bringing the topics down to an understandable level that everyone could relate to. When he made a decision, it was made with the whole county in mind, not just his district. The knowledge and wisdom that he displayed was very helpful to me as a young commissioner. Held it as a blessing to have served with such a statesman, and the friendship that has grown from teacher to fellow commissioner I will always cherish. He sat the bar high and served the people of this community with integrity and honesty. He will be missed. Enjoy retirement, Mr. Page. Thank you for your friendship and your service to Taylor County. Mark Wiggins.
Thank you, Mark.
Excuse me. This is from Melody Cox. There was a time not so long ago many of our most popular county facilities were just a dream. Taylor County Sports Complex, Kentucky Boat Ramp, Keaton Beach Coastal Park, and the VA Clinic, to name a few. Commissioner Page not always supported these projects. Excuse me. Commissioner Page not always supported these projects from a citizen's needs standpoint. Thank you. Okay, Commissioner Page not only supported these projects from the citizens' needs standpoint, he also supported the county staff that saw these projects through. In addition to his support, Commissioner Page was always willing to make tough decisions, whether they were popular or not. But he is also willing to admit if he made a mistake, a sign of a truly good man who wanted to serve his county for the right reason. The next is from Kenneth Dudley. It has been a pleasure working with Mr. Page for all these years. His intellect and forethought was always apparent to the point of being impressive. Mr. Page exhibited a thorough understanding of public service and routinely exemplified that concept. His contribution as a long-standing part of the Taylor County Board of County Commissioners will be dismissed. That was Kenneth Dudley. The next is from Ward Ketchum, Airport Manager. He says, I've enjoyed working with you and wish you well in your retirement. Next is from Bruce Ratliff, our Taylor County Property Appraiser. He says, educator and elder statesman. Those are the words that come to my mind when I think about Malcolm Page. Personally, a story began very early in my life when I was a student at PCH and Mr. Page was my math teacher. Mr. Page showed a great deal of patience with me and others like me, as well as an honorable level of dedication to his profession while striving to achieve the task of educating our youth. There are some of the same qualities I have observed Malcolm Page as a county commissioner during the next phase of his professional life. He was always patient. He listened to all sides and made the best decision for all involved once he gathered input from all sides. I have often said we no longer have any statesmen in government, but only politicians. However, that is not true on the local level. As an elder statesman, Malcolm set the standard that every public official should strive to achieve when elected to public office. Thank you for your service, Mr. Page. Thank you for your commitment to our community. May you and family have a blessed retirement. Bruce Ratliff. Next is from Jack Brown, our former county administrator. Dear Malcolm, it is with mixed emotions that I take a few moments to acknowledge your retirement as a county commissioner. I'm excited and happy that you will be able to spend more time with Betty and the rest of your family. However, at the same time, I am saddened that Taylor County will no longer have the benefit of your wisdom, compassion, and leadership. As one of your former employees, I want to take this opportunity to tell you how much I appreciate the opportunity that I have to work and learn from you. As a public servant in so many roles, you've made a myriad of contributions that will continue long after you and I have passed. Only those that have served as a county commissioner truly understand the amount of time and effort, stress, and strain it puts you and your family through. You, my friend, have served long and faithfully with honor and integrity. Thanks for the privilege of working alongside you, the council in session. You're sharing stories about the history of Taylor County with me, as well as your love of Taylor County and unending commitment to do what is right. I wish you long life and health. With warmest regards, Jack Brown.
Thank you, Jack.
Gary Miller. I have learned so many things from Commissioner Page from his years on the board, as well as the 3 years he taught me in high school. I appreciate that he has always tried to do what he thought was right. Mr. Page, thank you, and you will be greatly missed. Justin Hinkle. Commissioner Malcolm Page is a leader of leaders. He was an ardent advocate for District 1 issues, but was always careful to ensure that his advocacy for District 1 aligned with the greater goals of the county as a whole. He respected the work of staff and carefully considered staff's research in shaping his policy decisions. Because of his respect and careful consideration of facts, he had a calming effect on the board. In debating contentious issues, the board always looked to Malcolm for leadership. It was a real pleasure to learn and work with Commissioner Malcolm Page. Justin Hinkle.
Thank you, Justin.
Wanda Pemberton. General Colin Powell once said, "Great leaders are almost always great simplifiers who can cut through arguments, debate, and doubt to offer a solution everybody can understand." Commissioner Page is the epitome of a great leader. He has always had the ability to work through the most complicated of issues to offer a solution that is fair and equitable. I will greatly miss his leadership, his vision, and his devotion to the citizens of Taylor County. Thank you, Commissioner Page, for the opportunity to work with you. I wish you and Betty the happiest of days ahead. Wanda Pemberton.
Thank you, Wanda.
Joanne Morgan, Library Manager. Commissioner Malcolm Page, on behalf of the Taylor County Public Library, we would like to thank you for your years of dedication, achievements, and contributions to our community. Congratulations and enjoy your well-deserved retirement. What a nice letter.
Very much. And I think if you comment,
Yes, you
we
may.
don't want to run this to the ground, but all of this came as a surprise to me, except for then that she had to call me and get this back. Cost me a lot of money, y'all, to get all these letters. I know well, and I'm gonna quit before I get emotional here, but it's been a great 16 years, it's been a lot of hard work. I will tell one little story, Conrad. Before I ran for county commissioner, Good Gagnon was not the father-in-law, great politician, good smart man. I'm not saying that because he's my father-in-law, but that's fact. He had a brother who was a county commissioner, and he had other relatives who were in politics. And he told me one time, in our session, man and I farmed up against cattle. Now, whatever you do, if you have a urge to get into public service, don't run for county commissioner. And I said, why not? And he said, it's a dead-end job. And you name 2 people that ever served more than 2 or 3 terms as a county commissioner and ever went on to a higher office. And I don't know, there's probably been 2 or 3 in other counties. I don't know if we ever had one. But we have. Which one?
Mark.
Yeah, well, that's right, Mark. But I mean at the state level or whatever. Yeah, Mark did. And Judge Gagnon passed away before I ran. But he didn't know I didn't take his advice on that. And to finish the story, judges can't give legal advice. And I've always stayed one step out of jail. So I would have to corner him out at the farm and try to get him to tell me what to advise me. And he would always remind me, even though you're my son-in-law, he always called him his favorite son-in-law. I can't give you any legal advice, nor can I serve as a judge if he's never come before. I said, well, who would go see? And he would tell me 3 or 4 good attorneys. And I could, that's where he got off the hook. But again, I'm repeating myself, it's been a real honor and a privilege to serve. And I want to thank those people that have written the letter. I'll give them a call tomorrow. Thank them for that. I'm 80 years old. I just turned 80. And that has brought on some health problems. And I just didn't, I was asked by a number of people, please run, we need you on the county commission. But I just didn't have it, as they say, the fire in the gut. I didn't feel like it. Still got those same physical problems. But it's been a real joy to work with this particular board. As Ms. Happy said, I think I've served with 15 different individuals on the board since I was first elected. And staff, I want to say thank you, especially to our county administrators, and most especially to LaWanda. years as county commissioner, 4 years. Don Hinkle, and then, you know, who, and then Lolanda. Now, the longest I had to rank him today, I would rank you number one. Jack Robinson, a good friend of mine, he knows it. Thank you, Madam Chair, for allowing me to express myself.
You're so welcome. Well, it's my turn to talk now.
Okay, now you go.
Okay. Oh, and this all works so closely together. Sometimes we make lasting friendships with each other. Oh. Commissioner Hayes, I have served on this board with you, and most of the time I have sat next to you. For the last 10 years of your 16 years, and I can say you have become a dear friend. Not only did you become my friend, but you became my mentor, my inspiration, and also sometimes my cheerleader. Even when I got things all messed up learning to be a chair, at the end of the meeting, you always said to me, "Good job, Madam Chair." And that meant a lot. That's the kind of support and encouragement that we all should mimic. As a commissioner, you have brought many skills to the table as you led us with solid leadership, thoughtful insight, excellent budgetary knowledge, project implementation, and the list goes on and on and on. But what touches my heart more than anything else is your commitment to the veterans of Taylor County. You have wholeheartedly supported any endeavor for something that would honor a veteran. This includes supporting the naming of 4 bridges to honor 4 individual veterans, and you were always present and willing to help at any veteran function. For this, I personally thank you. I can safely, without a doubt, say that you have had a positive influence on every commissioner that ever served on this board with you. I appreciate your big, kind heart, and we're going to miss you terribly. I wish you much happiness in your retirement. And we want both of y'all to come back and be with us. And anything that we can do for you, we're friends. So, anybody else would like to speak? Yes.
Well, now, one of the main things that I like about you as a commissioner is your humor, which you have exhibited again tonight, saying that you're going to pay the folks that wrote the letter. I love that. I've done it for 50 years, at least, and I represented you before you were on the board, if you recall. And I always did what was asked, and we were successful too. That was good. One of the things I remember was when we had the hearing over in the auditorium on the coal fire plant.
Oh, I remember that. And I had to take care of that.
We were up on the stage, and the whole place was full of people, and it was one for it, one against, one for it, one against. And we had lights, you know, to keep people only 3 minutes, and they were screaming at us and everything. And I looked at you and I said, "When are you going to call this meeting so we can get out of here?" And I followed you all the way out because I wanted them to get you instead of me. The other thing that I remember is going to mediations with you. We had a good time. We usually got cases settled, although the insurance company did what we didn't want them to do. Also, Malcolm, I wanted to tell you that Malcolm and I are members of the same church. We've been on this active together. He's been senior ward. I've been senior ward. I say that that's a term, you know, that we just wanna tell you that, number one, we worked real hard on, the sports complex that Mr. Hankinson started and y'all finished, which is, really is the star for this community, and I think. Some people work hard on the boat ramp, some people like it, some people don't, but it's there. And I do have one, comment with regard to folks calling me elder statesman. Just statesman. Just statesman. All right, just statesman. Just statesman. Because people gonna call me old lawyer, but I have the right to call myself old lawyer, but I don't like anybody else to say that. But, it's been a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you at St. James.
I look forward to being able to open the church house back up.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Anyone else?
I'd like to say, Mr. Malcolm, you've been friends a long time.
Long time.
And I've got a
Already.
world of respect for you my whole life. And I've heard of many of students that you taught at school speak nothing but good to you. I want to say I've never heard one bad word in the community as you a county commissioner or a school teacher. No bad word. And that's unusual in a lot of times in a small town, but I've never heard a bad word about you the whole time. You've been a good man and a good leader for this community for many years.
Thank you.
And I have enjoyed working on this board with you, and you have really, I've paid a lot of attention to you over the years. You taught me a lot, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jim. We didn't always agree on everything, but what we did, we got some friends.
Right. That's right.
Tell you a little story about it. We're gonna move this into a little all night meeting here.
That's all right, we got all night.
But you won't see me back, next meeting. So anyway, when I first ran for Shaw County elected, had a formidable call. And I had a lot of friends, and they had to travel over to Madison to actually cast a vote on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. Saturday day, that particular Saturday, is far all the way to state Tennessee. So you needed to get out of there kind of early. So each candidate has the right to appoint one inspector while they counted the ballots. Back in those days, they counted them by hand. Well, I got even 200 votes. That's an ordeal. You get 200 people to drive the ferry over Madison to cast a vote. And the meeting lasted, Jim, as you recall, about 5 hours. And, but I asked some of my advisors, soon as we get to be somebody that would make sure and would be willing to speak up if something arrived with Cook County. And they said, Jim Moody. He stepped aside and he will speak up. So Jim, I appreciate that. I haven't forgotten you. Jim went over there and voted for me, and he was my observer at the Bogue County.
And it was a pleasure to do it, and if I hadn't been there, it wouldn't have went the way it did. They tried that.
They tried that stuff.
It just amazed me. I've never been around anything like that. But they got in there and they tried and they died. And ladies over about tried. I had to put that up, we're not doing that. That's not right. We're gonna recount this. We got to restart over again.
While I was at Tri-County, one of the accomplishments we made instituted was we had the local supervisor of elections actually conducted. The county, and you do it now, just like you do it if you go to the vote. There's no more of that monkey business. Anyway, I got to be quiet. So I'll try in 80 minutes.
Anyone else wish to speak?
Well, I haven't worked with Biden that long, and I liked him on the board. He looked like he was pretty sharp. When you go get him for number change, he those numbers up pretty good. He's pretty sharp. Then I thought he was a magic. But,
something else back.
I'm not 8 years old, I was 18.
Yeah,
I know about that too.
yeah, too.
Good stuff. And that way to it, I thought. I think you got a good wife, too, Mom.
Well, she does, she thinks it pretty good, she's a little mean, but other than that, she thinks it well.
I don't know what goes on with a good wife, I mean.
Usually, I'll tell you before we get it, her mother's, and she both get it, yes, yes, she's over there now.
You think?
She's saying, yes. She's mean too.
Okay, anyone else wish to speak?
I'd like to thank you, Malcolm, for serving that community. From what I've heard here today and what I've heard here the past 2 years that I've served this county, you have become a staple of this community. You are. So I guess the next thing would be to name a road after you coming down the line. Expect a road to be named after you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very
I'll
much.
take C.T. Road.
I have to know.
I've seen it lots of times.
I'm sure that would be hard to do.
Anyone else wish to speak? Okay, if not, we have a token of our appreciation for you also. Let's do the same thing. Okay, presented to Malcolm D. Page in appreciation of your outstanding service and dedication to the citizens of Taylor County, November the 16th, 2004 to November the 20th, 2020.
Stacy, Malcolm, can you turn the slide around?
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
See.
See, there he goes again. Okay. I think we've got the hardest part of this big one. Okay. Moving forward. We're at the consent items 8 through 18. I would like to recuse myself from number 8 due to a possible, in an abundance of caution, due to a possible conflict of interest. So I'm going to vote yes for the consent items except for number 8. So is there a motion?
I'll move.
I'll make second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Dent, second by Commissioner Murphy. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Public request, number 19. Jack Smith, Florida Forest Service Area Supervisor, and Jared Bishop, Florida Forest Service Senior Forester, to appear to present the annual report on cooperative forestry assistance and forest protection program. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good.
We're probably gonna keep this very short. Very brief. So a few things, we have made some changes this year. We've added 1 type 1 tractor to our fleet, about now we got a water tender to our fleet, a 2,500 gallon water tender to our fleet, and also a track all-terrain vehicle that holds 500 gallons of water to our fleet. Our wildfire activities this year, we responded to 57 fires in Taylor County for 173 acres. This is a higher number of fires than previous years, but it's also still a very, very, very outstandingly good year.
one grant authorization for 7,770 acres and 1,266 piles. We as an agency provide landowner assistance for 4 free suppression fire line projects that protect 400 acres of land, and 6 prescribed burning assistance of 330 acres. We are also able to conduct 4 mitigation projects and reimburse no cost to the landowner that help protect 160 structures and they were valued at $2,285,000. It costs us around 400 hours, 20 hours of work over good time to conduct this project. On-site inspections, we did approximately 27 on-site inspections in Taylor County. I'll go ahead and say this now. If y'all are here for next year's numbers, they're going to be drastically different because of COVID-19. They just now opened up where we can go burn for the football. They had us completely shut down. We can't go visit you, we can't do any property work or anything. This is going to be a major impact for next year. Fire prevention for last year, we delivered close to 35,000 people. This year, we're not even going to touch 5,000 people. Just because of COVID-19. It's just not possible. But we did the Fiddler Crab, the homecoming parade, for the Forest Festival, which y'all are all aware, everything but the parade of fireworks got canceled this year. The Rural Community Fire Protection Program, Taylor County was approved for $5,677 under the Title IV grant. That's to purchase firefighting equipment for the volunteers for the county. San Pedro Bay Landowners Association meeting that we hold every year was canceled, so that did not happen. Hopefully it will this year. That is really all I have. Y'all have any questions?
Any questions?
Thank you. Thank y'all.
I'll do my portion, it won't take as long as that. I haven't been shut down because of COVID. I still go see landowners to visit myself, and so my numbers will probably be similar next year, but this past year I had 97 assists in Taylor County. That includes 9 general management plans. That was association with NRCS, taking the management plans, participate in that program. Unfortunately, there were none approved this year for this county. It's just because this county is it's about the Wild Turkey Federation, quail habitat, that type of stuff, and so this is a low priority area, is what the feds are saying. With that, see, last year participated in the state forestry contest. This year we're canceling it here until further notice. That's the district contest as well, Lake City. This year did the classroom presentation and presenting with the Big Bend Technical College, do a job fair there as well. Only thing really was forest health. We had a higher than average of pine and sawfly. We planted some only pines at Forest Capital Park, and we had a problem all year with those. We've had to spray 3 or 4 times to try to kill them. They defoliate the little pine, so it looks kind of like a bottle brush almost whenever they get needles off. Did multiple aerial surveys in the airplane looking for major outbreaks, and didn't find any. And then I did 22 forest health inspections. That includes landowners just calling and asking about, hey, I got a tree with beetles in it, come look at it. And I'll examine it, make sure it doesn't have a bad southern pine beetle in it. And then for the 27th consecutive year, the city of Prairie earned a Tree City USA designation. That's it.
Any questions? Is Jack still here?
Jack is right here.
Tell me to come up with
Your
you.
request is,
Yes, ma'am.
Just wanted to let you know.
Thank you.
My only comment is, I'm proud to do what I do. Got 2 years left in this uniform, and that's it. We'll see me the 3rd year. I'm out of here. And I've been a part of this community since 1976 in this department. Ain't nobody gonna leave me standing up right.
Okay, well, thank you so much for what y'all do. Item number 20, Rosemary Woods, Atkins, Louisville, to appear to provide Florida Department of Transportation, FDOT, M-Course Program update. Good evening.
Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you for having me tonight.
Our pleasure.
I am here to give an update on the Import project in the Sunset Quarter section. But first, I'd like to wish Commissioner Murphy and Commissioner Page as well. I've enjoyed getting to meet you, Commissioner Murphy, and meeting with you and talking to you through this project. And Commissioner Page, I was one of those students in this calculus class that seemed to be referred to, so I'd like to thank you because I think that helped me in college to become an engineer. You gave me really good teaching skills. I mean, not me teaching skills, but your teaching skills were outstanding, and I did not have any trouble with math when I got to college, so thanks. I appreciate that. I wish you well. Hopefully I'll see you in the creek with your wife fishing one day, and look forward to seeing you around town.
She's ready to go.
It's always ready to go. I see you around there all the time. Now for an update on the project. You know, we haven't been around much because of COVID, of course, but we did have the final task force meeting number 9 held virtually October 20th, and we have 2 additional viewing locations, one in Duplin County and the other in Levy County. We tried to provide additional viewing sites spread out throughout the corridor over the time where we did virtual meetings so that people that didn't have internet would be able to come into those facilities to comply with COVID requirements. And we did have some people at those meetings to be able to understand what was going on if they didn't have computers or internet or just wanted to be there to talk to someone in person. During the meeting, the task force members worked together to complete a final report. Report represents 15 months of hard work and dedication by the 41-member task force, including Commissioner Siegel here representing Taylor County. So thank you, Commissioner Siegel. The final report includes guiding principles for planning and developing a quarter, and those were created by the task force. The 13 guiding principles reflect the priorities of the Sunset Quarter and include protection of the area's precious natural resources as well as enhancement of rural character. I'd also like to thank your county administrators, Georgia County engineers. They were very helpful to the county and provided great information and feedback, especially at the last task force meeting. So the last task force meeting was very long, lasted until 10 o'clock at night and started at 8:30 in the morning. So it was a long meeting, but they did get everything accomplished, and there was consensus to submit the report to the governor's office. So it will be delivered to the governor by November the 15th, and the Speaker of the Florida House and the President of the Florida Senate. Public engagement is a critical component. I think we've expressed that to y'all every time we've been here, and all of DOT planning activities include that step to make sure the public is involved and we get feedback. That will continue as we move forward. Since the program held its kickoff meeting in August of 2019, we hosted or presented at 45 events. Here in Taylor County, we actually had a task force meeting before COVID came about, and we also had a public open house as well that is presenting to y'all and your Economic Development Council. As the planning phase begins, we'll continue to engage the public and get feedback from them on the project. And additionally, you can still provide feedback as we go along at any time by submitting a comment to Florida Imports website, which is floridaimports.com, and to FDOT listens at dotState.nl.us. Or you can just provide a written comment via traditional email. Traditional mail. evaluated, one against the other, and then we'll actually come back to your county and all counties along study area and present the quarters that are being considered. Also, the evaluation criteria, you look at everything from social impact, business impact, or environmental impact, and a multitude of other things as well. You'll compare those and present to the public, and then at the end of that eighth study, you actually recommend or we will a quarter that would move forward. That quarter then, I think the process for that runs anywhere from probably 8 to 10 months at this time. That schedule has not yet been developed. It will be in the near future, but I would suspect by sometime next summer you would see a final quarter recommended to move forward. The steps after that are that final recommended quarter then actually goes into what's called project development and environmental studies, or PE&E. It hasn't been determined yet which segment or what segment would move forward at what time. That all is dependent on funding. You cannot do a PE&E for 150 miles, which is the length of this study, all at once. It's pretty expensive to do that. So the proposed quarter would move forward in segments at a time to the PE&E study. Probably, between 20 and 30 miles. It's yet to be determined, but that's typically what you would look at a time. That will be, like I said, depending on funding, availability at that time for which segments or how many at a time to move forward. During a PE&E study, what you do is you take your corridor that you determine and develop alignments within that corridor, whether it be 2 or 3 or whatever, and then the actual alignments are the right-of-way width of the proposed roadway. Those are then compared one against the other to determine which one is the best to move forward. Now, during PE&E as well, you have public meetings, will come and present, and get feedback from the public each step of the way. So you'll be completely informed as we move forward from the 8th report, which is next, on into PE&E, whether, Taylor County is, whatever section it may be for segment moving forward. It may be, several months or a year, I don't know, the schedule yet, that's to determine at this point. You do evaluate those, and then you recommend one alignment to move forward, which would be the footprint of the road in the future. Then you go on into design, right-of-way acquisition, and then eventually construction. The process, it takes a while to do. It's very detailed. There's a lot that goes into determining where every regulation goes, but the public will be very well informed each step and each phase of the way. So with that, I'm glad to answer any questions y'all may have.
Any questions from the board?
I have a question, not about what you talked about, but I was at an event with our representative, Mr. Schultz, who's opposed to the road, you well know. He said there was a 10-mile segment of that road down, I think, Citrus County has already been built, but unused. Do you know anything about that?
There's the Suncoast, it's actually, when you get to Crystal River and Citrus County, there's Suncoast, well, it's actually called Veteran, that goes on into Tampa. There is an extension that is actually in design now and being, part of it being constructed that goes around Crystal River.
Okay.
That is not part of this project. This project is from 19 there at Crystal River moving forward. There's also the other corridor, which is the extension of the turnpike from I-75 on into Citrus County and would meet up with this project as well. So once this project is built, not only do you continue on all the way to Tampa and connect in with the Suncoast that's there today, but also connect on over into I-75 as well as continue on to the turnpike, which it would actually be part of the turnpike.
So the 10-mile stretch of road has not been completed?
No, sir.
I was misunderstood.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions from the board? No? I don't think there are any more questions, but Rosemary, I want to tell you how much I appreciate get that kind of input and involve the public, because the public has really been involved in this process. Another thing I'd like to say too, and I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again, is LaWanda and Kenneth Dudley. I'm telling you, I asked them right in the beginning, if they would like to help me, and if they would help me, and both of them immediately joined, and I just don't think I could have done this without y'all. They have helped so much, and they've been with me even through all these virtual meetings, and the last one, we started at 8:30, and at 10 o'clock, I'm telling y'all, we walked out of here, and we had a board meeting in between time, so literally from 8:30 until 10, we were right here. Got to be a very long day, but Kenneth and LaWanda sat here the whole time, and they've just been a great help to me. And another thing, I learned a lot being on this task force. When you work with 41 different people with all kinds of different backgrounds and agendas and everything else, that's a learning experience on its own. Some of the terms that were used, I have to Google them and see what they meant. I didn't even know what some of that stuff meant, you know. So it was a learning experience in that respect for me. And then another thing is how I saw 41 people reach a consensus. Now that is amazing. And throughout the whole process, and I hope I'm going to try really hard what I learned from that and that consensus making we were in. I hope that I can bring some of that back to this board. Because if you can get 41 people to reach a consensus, and I'm telling you there were 41 different mindsets out there, right, Rosemary? And at the end to do that was quite an accomplishment. So I'm glad, I appreciate the opportunity that I had to serve on this task force. And again, thank you for being here tonight, and I'm sure we'll be hearing more from you.
We'll be back. I know, either Tuesday or Thursday, one day next week, we're doing presentation economic development story here. Ryan Adams, will be here. And we told you our hearts in Taylor County, we grew up here, and we love it. So we have enjoyed being able to come back and do a lot. And anytime you have questions, you know, you can call me anytime. Y'all have a number of commissioners, so if you have any questions moving forward or anything for that matter, don't hesitate to call. There are obviously rumors floating around. They did at the beginning, they'll continue to do so. We don't know where the road's going. I'll just make a public statement right now. No one knows where the road's going at this point. There is, you know, there was discussion of co-location, as you know, that's part of the guiding principle, was to have less impact in areas that don't need to be disturbed, where you have a roadway that exists and it's more rural in nature, where you don't have impact. There's discussion on co-location. You would not take it would take the use of the roadway away from the local citizens, so that if they get co-located on US 19 for part of the road in the future, you still have local access where you would not get on a state toll. So I know there will be rumors floating around about a variety of things, so just want to make sure you all understand that would not be considered, and you've heard the discussion in our meetings multiple times.
Yeah, and you know, where I stood the whole time from the very first meeting was that I wanted to make sure that Taylor County, the small businesses, or any of the businesses in Taylor County, are not negatively impacted if this road comes and where it will be. So I know Kenneth and LaWanda and I would work on some, you know, possibilities of where we think that it would be a good place to go so it does not negatively impact. I didn't want anything that took away from 19 and our businesses suffer by people bypassing us. So, and then co-location was another thing that I was in favor of. You know, take what we've got
comprehensive plan to determine what the county really wants to see in their areas. You know, some counties may want the road to go very far away, some may want it somewhere very close. So there was commitment on behalf of the DOT to work with these counties individually when the appropriate time comes. So you'll be looking forward to that. And like I said, giving updates. And I just want to give y'all a positive feedback. And I'm really proud to be from Taylor County. I mean, all that's happened. See y'all's Vision 2060 plan and the way you conduct your board. You really should be proud of yourself. I mean, you've been all across the state of Florida, and y'all did an outstanding job. Your county administrator and your county engineer is the best. So, I'm not being biased, but I mean, there are good ones in other counties, but y'all have been exceptional. I hope to work with them. Thank y'all.
We think so too. Okay, well, thank you very much. Okay, county staff item number 21. The board to consider approval of grant submission to the fiscal year 2027 Florida Department of Transportation FDOT Alternative Program for the continuation of the sidewalk on First Avenue in Steinhatchee as agenda by the grant writer. You want to speak or want me to?
Is it me? Okay. Somebody, are you on the line?
Yes, I am. Hey, everybody.
Hi. Do you have something you want to talk about on this, Melody?
We can do more than one project. I want to clarify that, and I know that Rwanda contacted me today, and there's interest in the sidewalk extension out there on Clark Street. So we can do two projects. We can waiver the matches, so we don't have to worry about putting up money. And I do want to stress, this is the grant that we apply for 6 years out. So, you know, that's important to remember. These grants take a bit to get. Sometimes we've gotten them a year early, but as a rule, you know, we've had to wait. Old Dixie Highway, from Jefferson to Plantation is the next one up, our next project up. And the program for it didn't fund, so we haven't applied in several years. So we're ready to go if you guys want to go.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I just want to say that when I read this agenda item, I got in touch with Rwanda because a while back, I think when we finished up the sidewalk on Green Street, I said at that time that on the next project that I would like to connect Howard Street to Clark Street via Pinecrest. You remember that, Commissioner Dimon and Commissioner Page? And at that time, I think the majority of the board agreed. And so then I was quite surprised to see the one in Steinhatchee come up, since I had already asked for that one. So, as Melody said, there's more, there can be more than one. And I feel like, and no disrespect to the staff, but I feel like that each commissioner should have the opportunity to submit, if you thought one in your district, something that you would be able to submit for your own district. Before we just go ahead and say we're going to do Steinhatchee, each commissioner should have an opportunity to submit. If you want to do Steinhatchee, that's fine. I want to do the one that we talked about several months ago, but then if you want to do Steinhatchee, you can. Or if you have one in your district that you want to bring up, then I would say at the next meeting, bring up your options.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Melody said that we have an opportunity to apply for two of these grants. Is one of those already applied for, that would be the one on Old Dixie Highway?
No, sir, these are two new
Two
projects.
additions to that.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, that's
And
fine.
As long as Howard Street and that connection over there is taken care of, you know, the other one, I don't know
what the board feels like we ought to do with that.
Well, I just wanted to give the commissioners an opportunity, you know, instead of somebody else choosing for you. Of course, we always, you know, I appreciate y'all's recommendations, don't get me wrong. But I feel like that each commissioner should have an opportunity to speak for their district if there's something that you want. Otherwise, and if that turns out everybody wants to, give it to Steve Hatchie,
Where are we at with the one on Old Dixie? I mean,
that one is, when is it gonna be, put in?
I think we're starting.
The design, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Melanie.
The design and engineering should be underway. I believe it is underway. If not, it will be shortly. And then shortly thereafter is when, they will go out for bid and, put it in. But I do know that it is the next project up and it should, come about within the next year to year and a half. Completion.
Commissioner Moody, is Dixie Highway in your district? Because I was speaking with somebody, recently, and they had mentioned, you know, asked, was there a possibility that we could extend that further beyond plantation?
running down the 30 is what
Because
we're
there's a lot of, you know, when you go through there, you see a lot of people on bicycles and walking, and it's a dangerous, still dangerous portion of the road.
Yeah, what people ask me about all the time, we don't really have, there's a wide corridor there, but the county doesn't own that wide corridor, where the old railroad track was. And the way they're talking about putting sidewalks, it's gonna be right by the pavement, right by the road, and we ever want to widen, or, you know, do something on Old Dixie, and it's in the, get to the point that it's like to be something done to the center of the lake. We don't want to have the sidewalk interfere with the widening of the road, repurposing the road. And, I mean, we need it from Jefferson Street all the way down to 30. We need a good bike and walking lane completely down there.
That's right.
And I'm, you know.
And not in this thing, I don't think.
Sir?
I don't think it'd be ideal to put the walking trail right beside the pavement. I've seen that, I mean, it's just,
It needs to be off that road. It really does, because they don't want to widen the road.
Yeah.
You know, the road really needs widening and resurfacing, it's not gonna be long.
Yeah, and the other thing too, if it's right next to the highway, you know, people text and drive, I don't care what, you know, and I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it seems like a dangerous place to have it, but this is why I wanted to, you know, let the board, you know that there's options if you have projects that you want to do in your own,
he's identified one project now. You've identified the second half of the project going down to Highway 30.
Right.
So that's a project. The Howard project is a project. Steve Hatchie is a project. You got three and you only have two.
well, I know, I brought mine up first, but.
That's the off Jamie. Jamie, you worry about this for a minute.
Well, I recommended to Rwanda that maybe at the next meeting, we could just hold a public hearing, like we do on other projects where there's multiple projects to choose from. I think that would be a good option, and maybe you will get some public input too. And while I'm speaking, the reason I recommended that, section there in Steve Hatchie on is because it is part of the National Scenic Trail when we did the master trail planning. And I know that we have a tremendous amount of agency support for that project, and I thought it would help us on that, and I do that section of road heavily used.
Yeah, I think each commissioner is perfectly capable of choosing, if they have an area that they want to identify to put a sidewalk on. I mean, y'all wanna have a public hearing, but I think that each one of us is capable of choosing out of our own district what needs to be done, so what is the pleasure of the board?
I don't see the need for public hearing.
I don't think there's a need for a public hearing either.
No, in each individual district, there's no sense to have a public hearing, because that'd be the general vote from everybody's district, you know?
Well, the one that I had identified earlier agenda, and of course, we've got two more commissioners coming, which the next meeting, you all will be here, so be thinking about, you know.
Well, I thought around thing at school, there's a lot of traffic through there as well, tourists, and all these other folks that are coming in seeing that, so, you're talking about danger, it's present, and so, while this road's being widened, that sidewalk can be placed in that area, and I can assure you, it'll be traveled heavily.
And I think that's the plan right now, when that road is, redone. I think there's a plan to go ahead and put a sidewalk in where that road is. This is just talking about an extension, which, you know, would come later. And we can always put these on a list so that, you know, we'll revisit them too.
So the opportunity's there now, and the demand's there now, why wouldn't we go ahead and address that now?
We are talking about putting a sidewalk now when they repave it.
If I may, the sidewalk would be an extension from, basically from around Seahag all the way to the post office, would be this leg of any extension of it. The sidewalk that will be installed with the construction of, First Avenue South, or the reconstruction, will be the full length of First Avenue South, basically. So it would start at the east side of Riverside, at the church, and end at Riverside north of Seahag.
Right, so, given what she's saying with the traffic and the folks that are, coming into that area, the tourists, I think you can see the need for this other extension, or the potential for it.
Well, and that'll be what we'll have to discuss, because I feel like I have a need, it feels like he has a need, you're gonna feel like you've got a need, and so, you know, that's what we'll have to come to some kind of consensus about. Right?
I'm looking forward to it.
So if I may, at the next meeting, my understanding is that we'll receive any potential project, and then we will have to rank the project, because if we submit two votes, we will have to prioritize what's number one priority and what's number two. And then if there's more than two projects, I would say then at the next opportunity to call for projects, we need to make sure that we memorialize what's on the list, and then.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. And I apologize for that. That was an oversight on staff's part. We just did not recollect that there had been other projects brought up, and in the essence of time, we made a recommendation. But I would rather, obviously, that we memorialize what the board's wishes are, and then we'll remember that next time there's a call for project.
I think that's good.
Madam Chairman,
Yes.
I'm in order, I will move that we table number 21
Okay.
until the new building is completed. And you all can do what you need to do.
Okay, there's a motion to table item number 21, is there a second? We got a second, the motion was made by Commissioner Page, the second by Commissioner, Murphy. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. County Attorney Allen. Thank you, Melody.
Okay.
County Attorney Allen, number 22, the county attorney to discuss proposed order / notice to amend county ordinance number 2020-02.
Right, this is the one that, you got a letter and, discussion, from folks that wanted to, exempt CNC River Chamber of Commerce and other nonprofit groups and county-sponsored events from this ordinance. All this is, y'all need to decide whether you want to advertise it.
Decide what?
If you want to advertise it.
Yes.
That's all you got to decide
Yes.
tonight. If y'all decided, the ordinance itself is to advertise it.
Is there a motion to advertise?
I'll move.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Fix, second by Commissioner Murphy. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. releasing to refinance lease/purchase for 2 dump trucks and 2 roll-off site trucks as agenda Douglas County Administrator.
Conrad, do you wish to update the board on the negotiations with Leasing Two?
Well, it wasn't any fun. They didn't want to negotiate with me at all. I didn't want to get a bit. What I had done is I tried to figure out what was the difference between what was wholesale and retail, and I offered that the board would seriously consider buying all 4 vehicles with the difference between wholesale and retail. They come back and tell me that what I was saying was totally wholesale, which is untrue. And so Rwanda and I spoke, and I spoke with your chairperson too today about this. They're not going to negotiate with us on that, but they did agree to amend the lease agreement, for lack of a better term, for a 5-year period for what was the interest rate?
2.75%.
2.75.
Yes.
Okay.
It was 3.6.
Yeah, that's a good interest rate. Now, it's all not magnanimous on their point, because they don't have to pay taxes on that interest. You know, as long as I don't know whether they know what they're doing or not. They haven't given us a thing to sign on that, I don't think. But that's their problem. I wasn't happy. So what you can do is, I think, let Rwanda tell me what your options are. Rwanda, I said my piece.
So the options are that we can continue with the present lease, which is a 5-year term, with 4 payments remaining. The dump truck payment is $77,451 and some change. No, for both. The roll-off trucks is $90,456, and that's for both. Or we can enter into a new lease agreement. The dump trucks would be around $62,644 for a 5-year term, or $54,403 for a 6-year term. The roll-off trucks would be $53,532 for 5 years, or $46,490 for 6 years, and that's at a little lower interest rate. Or we can pay the vehicles off. The dump trucks would be around $300,000 to pay off. The roll-off trucks are approximately $350,000 by the time it's paid. So
They wouldn't come off of that at all.
no, they would not. We do have a healthy reserve in our homestead sales tax reserve, but I also understand if the board wishes not to expend basically $650,000 at one time.
Well, I can tell you where I am, I don't want to get that kind of money at one time. And then with the new lease agreement, we have a lower interest rate, which would save us money. So, I'll hear from the rest of the board, but I don't think we have any choice to do anything other than to just accept the new lease with a lower interest payment. And I've been looking for recommendations, whether it be for 5 years or 6 years. But I need to hear from
I've done some figures myself, but one of these people that's leasing fee, looks like it's about $25,000 or $26,000 each. On this one, and the next one is about $30,000 over a period of 5 years.
Yes. That is correct.
So, with that being said, what were we gonna pay if we had stayed with them? Looks like it's cheaper going this route than it was staying with them originally, right?
Well, there's an additional year to the term. So you have to take that into consideration, and I don't have the final interest amount, but even with adding the additional year, I think at the end of the day, the interest is about the same because it's a lower rate. I don't know exactly, but it would still be about $60,000 in interest for all four trucks.
Okay, all right. But how long does these trucks, how many miles do we normally put on these trucks a year? And what's the life of those trucks? What do we expect?
Yeah.
We asked Hank about that, and he said that they would last 15 years.
So if we got them 5 years, and we have about 8 years we can use them without any major problem unless it's something that's cropped up every now and then.
Right. We'll need all the preventative maintenance that we would normally do, but I wouldn't think we would necessarily foresee any major issues. We usually drive our trucks for quite some time.
Of course, usually when you get something paid for, they push a button and it's something
Well,
repairs.
yeah, I hesitated to commit to that, but
We all know about the button they push.
yes.
Yeah. My feeling on the thing is, I'm not gonna give them $50,000 or $60,000 worth of interest money on that interest. And that's what you do, if you take it out of reserve, go ahead and pay them off, the trucks is ours, we won't pay that $50,000 or $60,000 worth of interest. I don't see spending $50,000 or $60,000 taxpayer money paying interest to people that are not going to negotiate with Mr. Conrad, not going to discuss backing off that pricing anyway. I don't like that. They're trying to, they're holding the thumb on us pretty hard, I don't like it. I think we need to get them off our plate. That's my opinion.
Now, I have a question. What interest rate are we receiving on the funds that we would use to pay it off? We can spend $50,000, $60,000 of interest that we don't need to spend. But if you take the money out of that account, then you're gonna lose some interest.
Gary, you know the
Not much, probably about 1%, Gary?
Yeah, that's probably less than what you pay.
So you're still saving $40,000 by paying them off.
What would that do if we paid it off? Where would that leave us?
How much will that leave us in this
Yeah.
sales tax fund?
Well, we have about $2.5 million in reserve.
Yeah, but we got an amnesty deal coming up.
Well, now, we have set aside $450,000 for what we would anticipate would be maybe 1 year.
You still got $2.5 million. And we can pay those trucks off for how much? All 4 of them?
About $650,000.
A big chunk at one time.
It is.
You know,
I know we have an uncertain
now,
future.
next year, we've been warned, as I understand, that it's gonna be a lean year
Yeah.
with property appraisal. But I don't know. I hear what you're saying, Jim, but I'm scared to spend that much right now.
Well, and there is actually another option. We always have the option, we can restructure the lease, make the payments in December, and then we can wait a year. I mean, we can sell the trucks really at any time, or trade them in. This is a lease purchase agreement. So if we want to make our payment in December, then we can watch and see, basically what happens as far as the economy. And we can make this decision next year if that's what we wish to do. And then there would be a new payoff amount, and we could reconsider in a year if you want to wait.
It would be much less, because when I started,
I know.
one of the things that you could do, Jim, is split the baby and pay off 2 of the trucks. You know, that way you're not, taking all the money out, but you're also, get shed of a, see that under top, you get shed of a payment. Which you might be able to do.
And you might do the next year?
Yeah.
Instead of putting $600,000.
I think any way you can get out of leasing 2, I want everybody here to remember leasing 2.
Yeah, don't ever deal with them again.
Y'all know what I'm saying?
Mr. Moody, how does that sound to you? If we did half of it and then
hold on to a little bit more of our money and see how it goes next year, because, you know, it's predicted to have a very difficult year next year.
Well, not only that, after tomorrow, it might even be that much more difficult.
It could. So would that be something that we could agree to?
I would agree to that. Anything to save money.
Commissioner,
Yeah.
I'll go with that, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Murphy, what do you think?
I can see that, so we're splitting the difference there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Spending $200,000
I can deal with that. I
Let's
think that.
empower our administrator to choose to stay off one of each, and move
That's
on.
what I was thinking, and
Yeah.
then we would have it budgeted,
Okay.
within each department.
No, I can live with that.
That if things got real tough, we'd still have one new truck.
That's right.
If we had to get rid of one of them.
In each department.
That's right.
See how we can come to
Good
a
idea,
consensus?
So at the next meeting, I'll bring back, the new leasing agreement for 2 remaining vehicles, and we will finalize the payoff amount, and I will, I'll ask the two to start working on that, so we can finalize it at the next meeting, because we are paying it.
We'll have our 2 new commissioners next time too.
So we better take some kind of vote tonight, because the vote may change by next week. Then, you know, whatever.
We might need to make a motion to pay off the.
Maybe I'll make a motion to pay it off. I'll make a motion to pay off one of each of the vehicles, and that our administrator be empowered to, decide which vehicles we want to pay off.
I'll second that, and you need to make sure that we can hold them to that cheaper interest rate on the other two.
I have it in writing.
If they try to voodoo you on that, let us know, we can change things.
I don't believe so.
Okay, so we have a motion by Commissioner Page and a second by Commissioner Moody, and further discussion. I'm feeling just a little bit uncomfortable, you know, with the 2 new commissioners coming in. I'm feeling a little uncomfortable with us jumping to this conclusion. I mean, would it be proper, no, okay.
No, I'll tell you what, if we do this one tonight, and they get on next year, they're gonna have to make a decision too, on the next year. So they'll be on I think they'll be on the decision-making process, and it won't get us so far.
Okay. Any other discussion?
That would come out of the sales tax, the 1 cent sales tax on reserve.
I'm not trying to rush things, because I don't trust these 2 gentlemen who've been elected early on the board. And if you all want me to, I'll withdraw my vote.
No, I think it's okay. I think that, you know.
Well, I gotta answer
Mayor,
first. My commissioner, where are you?
I'm right.
Can you deal with what we just done, or you want to?
Yeah, I'll tell you, we buy a lot of trucks all the time.
Yeah.
And the situation you're talking about, we do buy a lot of semi trucks, and, as far as being able to sell, it pays off, and I agree with you.
You agree?
Yeah, not to do it all at one time.
Yeah.
I can agree with you.
That gives us some comfort. How about, what you think?
I'm off to save money. So if it saves those interest rates, I think we
That's what we're trying to do.
somewhat, got a bit of a stop loss, if you will.
Yeah.
So I'd say great job by the administrator for getting a better rate, and let's move forward.
I feel,
You all can,
yeah, I feel better. Okay, so we got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank y'all for walking through, this has been a difficult process, it was quite a shock to get the news, so I appreciate everyone's support through this.
I'll share this. I have a nephew that for 15, 20 years, been looking at Erwin Jackson, the company that they buy heavy equipment and leases. He's done real well when he works on the big part of the shower. they borrow a lot of federal money, buy all these trucks and backhoes, and they don't even do anything anymore. Lost the job, the company went bankrupt. Because of the COVID virus, and there's not enough business there. So,
We did not see this coming.
you didn't see it, no?
When we entered into this agreement for the truck. It
Yeah.
seemed like Mr. Conrad would say, obviously she didn't see truth, but we did not see that at the time.
That's what we talked about today. It didn't seem like a really good deal until all of this happened. Okay, item 24, the county administrator to discuss informational items.
I just wanted to remind the board that our Veterans Day luncheon is scheduled for, November the, 11th at noon at Fort Capitol Hall. Some other good news is I have received word from the Department of Corrections that hopefully our inmate work slots will return to us by the end of the week, which is wonderful news. We have not, I think, with the exception of maybe 3 weeks, we have not had our inmate work slot since March. And I really want to commend our staff, for keeping up with mowing and all the upkeep of our parks and our public areas. And, once again, want to thank the sheriff's office for all the help that they have given us through this time.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, it's that we're ready for them to come back. I did want to also let the board know that Auburn Insurance has partnered with CVS to have 2 opportunities for flu shots for our employees and members of our health plan. One opportunity will be Friday, November 6th at the courthouse from 10:30 in the morning till 1:30 in the afternoon, or Tuesday the 10th at Fort Capitol Hall from 3 to 5:30. We're just asking our folks to bring their health insurance cards. If they are not a member of our health plan, then CVS will work with them to file their insurance or pay payment for their flu shot. So, we wanted to make you aware of that. And one last update, I just wanted to let the board know that the EMS, bid committee has met twice to review the proposals. We held interviews with both companies on Friday, October 30th. The bid committee will be scoring the proposals this week and should be prepared to make a recommendation after the final scoring and the qualifying has taken place. We will be engaging our attorney to help walk us through some of the questions that we have, but I'm hopeful that we can come to a conclusion in the next week and ready to make a recommendation.
In the next week, what I'd like, time is of the essence.
Yes, ma'am.
On this. And, whenever you're ready, I don't mind, I would like to call a special meeting so that we can move this along quickly. And, since we started this process, and since we decided to give EMS or DMH an extra $20,000 a month, supposedly to help out with the EMS, our service has got worse. And there's been times we've had no coverage. As a matter of fact, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, we didn't have adequate coverage. And so, I think the public has a right to know. I think we should be transparent. We're paying an extra $20,000. We're not getting the service. So I tell you what I want from the hospital. I'd like to see an itemized statement of how they have spent this $20,000 extra dollars a month, not down to how many Band-Aids they bought, whatever it is. I want to know how they have spent this $20,000 and how the service has gotten worse instead of better. I thought that that's what the $20,000 was for, so that they could
down that way. Got a girl, I think last weekend.
They were on standby.
Jim knows more about this than I do, but I've been informed by a board member at the hospital that they have a very promising applicant for a new CEO out there. I don't know if it's public knowledge. Wasn't asked, and not tell it. Long overdue.
I met him today. I was in an interview with him.
What do you think about it?
I thought a lot of it. He's an ex-military type person. He's seen on top of everything I asked him, and other people asked him in the interview. And, it was, I hope he will take the job if he'll take it. When they offer him, if they offer him the job, maybe he'll take it. He seemed like somebody that can, I asked him a lot of questions about the doctors in the emergency room and all the issues we've had out there, and he gave me a policy straight answer on how he'll run the show, and he follows up with what he said, and he makes it good. So, I don't know what they're gonna do, that's up to them what they do. But I do wanna say one thing for that. We've talked about what third-party provider is gonna cost. We talked around between $800 and $1 million a year. And that's what we discussed. Well, we were
Well,
paying them,
neighboring counties are paying.
we were paying them $450 a year. And if we give them $20,000 a month, that's nowhere near $800,000 a year to, $1 million. So we were really getting it a lot cheaper than what we typically get it. So, I mean, I'm not wanting to throw no rocks at nobody, but I'm gonna tell you, if we end up paying $800 to $1 million a year, no wonder they would always want more money, because they were going in the hole the whole time. So, I believe it does.
Okay. Since we discussed the new, potential new, CEO, what I'd like to see is I would like to have the chairman of the board, not the CEO, but I want to see the chairman of the board to come here to us and tell us what is going on with this hospital. I'm getting a lot of calls about the service and other things, and he needs to let us know what they're going to do. What is that business plan? I asked them if they had a business plan, and they said no, but they were working on one. If they got that business plan in place, it's not working, from what I'm being told. So that chairman of that board needs to come and talk to this county and let us know how they're going to get this hospital in line. I am not against the hospital. I am for the citizens of this county to have the best health care services that they can get, and I don't believe they've had it. Now, with that being said, there are a lot of good, dedicated employees out there. And I'm not throwing rocks at the employees. I know what it is when, they're doing the best they can with what they've got. And I feel sorry for our community. When you call for an ambulance and you're told, we don't have one, bring them in yourself. Or when a citizen is not getting the health care otherwise that they need, I feel sorry for the employees that are doing the best that they can do out there with what they've got. So I think that it's that hospital board chairman that needs to get things shaped up out there, and the board. If they can't provide this community and our citizens with the health care that we deserve, I would be the first to make a motion that we sell that, and we sell it to somebody that can come in, such as a big organization, and that can provide Taylor County with the right kind of health care that we deserve. If they can't get it together, and so far they've not done that. So would you invite them to come, the chair, hospital on secure ground so that we can provide the health care that our citizens deserve, and that those employees that have been out there through thick and thin, that they have job security. They shouldn't have to worry from 1 week or 2 weeks to the other if they're gonna have a job.
They lost a McMinion nurse out there to the surrounding counties because they paid them more money. So that tells me that they, you know, they can't afford to pay more money, and they losing them nurses. I got a list that I was given, 20-something names on it, they lost over the last few years because people going to higher paid jobs in surrounding counties. So,
Well, if surrounding counties can pay higher wages, how come we can't?
well, they can't.
That's a big question, and you can answer that too.
The money hasn't been there to, they said the money, what I'm understanding, the money's not there to pay them people to compete with those other places
But
now.
why is it not there though? That's why I had asked for a business plan, and I know some months later, there was not a business plan yet, they said they're gonna get one. But, again, I wanna see our little hospital be successful. And if the group that's running the hospital can't do it now, let's get somebody that can provide us what we need. Our citizens deserve the best. That's all I have. Thank you.
I'll make one comment, if you allow me.
Sure.
Last week I had some health issues with my local doctor. Sent me for some lab work and a blood transfusion at the local hospital. And I had a little reaction. Thought I had this fever, and I just seemed to be coming down with COVID, which it was. And he said, "That's a slight reaction you got to the blood transfusion." This is left, right? And after was there, she called the doctor, Bill King, and he's, I guess, pretty good at that. And he said, "Tell Mr. Page that if the symptoms get worse, go to the ER, pause in Tallahassee." Now that sounded a lot of signal to me.
So your doctor said, don't use this ER, go to Tallahassee.
Go to Tallahassee, that's what I was told. Now, I don't know what, I haven't discussed it with him, we've got an appointment with him tomorrow. Tomorrow, Tuesday?
Yeah.
Got to see him in the morning at 9:30. I'll ask him, what did you mean by that? We'll do it good. And tell me, he probably would tell. But that was stuff with instructions I got, it's over the weekend. I got worse. We go to the ER in Tallahassee.
Well, I had a conversation with a business person today, and they expressed grave concern over the state of the hospital. So, and, you know, I just want our little hospital to be a good hospital. Our community needs this hospital. I don't want this hospital to close, but I do want this hospital to be run in such a way that we have top-notch health care and, that there, can somehow or another be, you know, financially stable.
Well, it doesn't seem like money is the answer to that problem. We just keep giving, keep throwing money out. And I rather than see an improvement, I see a drop. You know, we can give them, money, we give them a 1/4% sales tax, and we can give them and give them and give them and give them and give them, so we might as well give them the checkbook.
Well, I think that board of directors has got to step up and
You
take
heard any
charge.
rumors about 2 boards of directors?
I don't really know the status of that right now.
I don't either, but I heard them talking.
I got some information that said we'd be lucky if we have a hospital for a year.
That's what I've been hearing too.
And the reason why there was a deal or something signed when the hospital was built, one board was illegal, another was legal. Well,
Well, I think
but I'm going back to what
that.
Malcolm said, now, on that rough hamlet they got in San Diego, because there was gonna be no doctor here to take care of them.
See, appendicitis would be something you think that could be taken care of locally. I know it used to be, it was pretty common. Well, you know, I want some answers from the hospital board. I'm concerned about our hospital. We need our hospital. Okay, item 25, comments and concerns from the public for non-agenda items. Do we have any calls?
We don't have any hands, we don't have, no hands are raised.
No, okay, we don't have anybody in the audience wish to speak of anything that was not on the agenda? If not, we'll move along to item 26, board informational items. Commissioner Moody?
I've really got nothing tonight, but,
Mr. Hayes?
I'm gonna miss you all, gonna miss you, yeah. Other than that, that's all. Wish Dr. Tucker great luck, confidence in you, that's all. He's been here about 16 years.
You got some big shoes to fill. But we'll be here to help you all we can. Commissioner Gill?
Yes, ma'am, I got one, fellow went to the health department, and he said he's got a copy of his medical shop record. He got a page in a piece and charged him $5, and he wants to know, should the county ask the health department for this pandemic we got going on, and people's access to shop records and whatnot? They could alleviate that charge rather than, charge, say, what if the person runs $5 enough, get gas and they charge us $5 plus feet and a half for a shop record, you wouldn't have nothing to say.
I wonder, can you check with Carl on that and see if he can help us out?
Yes.
Okay, another one, I heard, at the emergency room, there is some tension flying out there, and I think it's because of what we are going through, that when you go out there, you don't get the response you need, you know, it's a little bit rough edge, and I think it's because of, you know, people staying in the house, or people going to the emergency room, and the loved one carry out there, he can't stay there with you, he got to go back to the car. They don't quite understand all of that right now. And I think a lot of this is, if we can get rid of this COVID, this corona, I think we can get back to normal.
Get over with tomorrow.
Oh, good God. I'm another second. What time? But that $219 a guy, you tell me, you gonna tell them that? You know?
Yeah.
Propaganda.
Okay, all right. Well,
I had it on TV, but we could hear that's the fact.
oh, well, okay.
But it's good, yeah.
That's all. Those are the two.
Commissioner Murphy?
I'd like to thank everybody for having me. It's been a pleasure serving you. Thanks to the staff. To the newcomers, you're still the big shoes here. This county's got a long way to go, and they need a lot of help. So keep that in mind. Not knowing what the other people know when you come into a new atmosphere. But just keep your eyes and ears open. This county needs a lot of help. So I hope you have some expertise to bring to the table. Help facilitate the county out. Not easy. Not. But it is very fruitful. It is very fruitful. Thank God for that.
Thank you. And I want to say again, you know, we formed a good friendship, and it's not a goodbye. You know, I want to keep in touch with you all, and it's been a pleasure to work with y'all, and we're going to miss you so much. And then for our new commissioners that's coming in, I'm glad I'm not new. It's a learning curve, and just like I think it was Jack Brown that said in his letter to Commissioner Page, unless you've been a county commissioner before, you don't realize how much time it takes and how much stress and strain it is on you and your family. And, you know, there's times where you have to make a decision, and you're gonna make a lot of people mad, and you're gonna make people glad, and you can't just say, well, I'm not gonna vote on that one. You don't have that option, because if you don't vote, then your vote is considered a yes. And so, and those are hard choices, you know. I recently had two roads to be paved, where my constituents on both of them wanted their roads paved, and I had worked for 5 years or so trying to get them paved. And then when it got down to it, when the bids came in, we didn't have money to cover that. So then we had to choose, which one of these roads are we gonna pave? And as it turned out, we took the one that had the lowest bid, and still had it. I added a little bit of my own money to it, but then, you know, you got people glad, you got people really upset, and of course, you know, they wanna vote you out of office and all that kind of stuff, but something you didn't have any control over. That's what keeps you awake at night sometimes. But we're all here for y'all in any way, and the staff, we have great staff, and they're willing to help, so, just know that you're not gonna be left out on a limb by yourself. I appreciate everybody's, patience tonight, and, we're gonna, we want you to stay around. We've got a cake, and we've got some drinks to, have to celebrate Commissioner Murphy and Commissioner Page, so just hang around. We're gonna bring the cake out, and, I got something else I wanna, give to Commissioner Page after a while, so, anybody else have anything before I ask for a motion to adjourn?